My next build was the real grade 00 Quanta Gundam from the Awakening of the Trailblazers animated movie from the 00 Gundam series. I remember building the original 00 Quanta high grade, and even though there's a master grade, I wasn't too impressed with the actual kit itself, or it's not a kit, actually the mobile suit. Considering the fact that it only had a brief moment in the movie, but it still looked a very attractive, interesting kit in its overall design. So I really enjoyed it. But I decided when I got this kit, I wanted to change the color scheme, and at the same time this came out, another Gundam series came out, or actually it was a short OVA series called Build Fighters Try Island Wars, and they were showing off all the mobile suit model kits from that series, and one of them was the Shia Quanta, which had cat ears. I said to myself, "That's nice." I didn't feel like doing customization of physical customization of this kit to represent the one that's on. There's a model kit version of this, but I wanted to do like the color scheme, and I had the colors for it, especially the metallic green, the metallic blue. Blue-green, actually. During the course of the build, I lost the shoulder, one of the parts here, which you could see that I found, repainted, and reapplied to this kit. So now this Shia Quanta is now complete. A nice build. I like it. I was impressed with it. Good price, though. Not too expensive. So for those of you who are a fan of the 00 Quanta, don't hesitate getting this. This is actually a really nice kit. My next kit is the Master Grade 1/100 scale full armored Gundam Thunderbolts version Katoki from the Thunderbolts or animated OVA series. With the New York Comic Con just months away, and me thinking of what kit to build, I thought it would be nice to build this and bring it to the show. I put a lot of time and effort on this as well, a lot of pre-shading. I decided to change the color, not make it white, but instead using a very, very light blue, as you could see there. I used a lot of it specifically for the inner portion of the kit, and of course the outer portion, trying to get the right ratio of the color and the pattern. The blue was, I decided to choose something called character blue, which came out pretty good. And the red and the orange on the shield, which is pretty nice. Metallic I'm using gunmetal for the inner frame. Well, actually, the inner frame didn't have to do the gunmetal because you had those fabric covers that was a pain in the ass to put on. But once it's on, that's it. You can't take it off. And even though this has the ability to remove the armor to show the mobile suit, in what it looks like inside without the armor, I don't see myself taking this thing apart all the time. It looks good the way it is. I took a lot of time working on this kit, and of course putting a lot of decals on it as well, which came with the kit. Messed up on a few decals, which pissed me off. And even though I did put them all on, I was not impressed with the results, and I learned a lot from this. Even though it didn't win, and I knew it wasn't going to win. Talking to Mr. Dash at the time that he was there, he explained to me a few things, and I wrote down, I have it down as ideas for my next kit when I do the decals. I have to try it again on future kits, but this serves as a valuable lesson what not to do. Regardless of the case, it's a nice kit, beautiful, and worthwhile building this. The next kit I began working on was the 1/100 scale Gundam Gaussian from the IBO series. Now the Gaussian comes in two versions, the regular Gaussian and the Gaussian Rebake, and I decided to use the regular Gaussian on how unique it looks and its overall bulkiness. But another reason why is what you're seeing right here. I always was a fan of those aircraft, military aircraft that's painted in a pattern known as tiger meat. I don't know why they would call it tiger meat, but it's basically tiger patterns. So what I did for this kit was I painted the whole thing yellow, but I did like specific stripe areas of orange and red. Once the whole part, all the parts dried, I then made my own custom stripes using a lot of masking tape. It took a long time for me to cut and prepare. Then I painted the remaining parts, pretty much all the parts, black. Once it dried, I peeled it off, and the result is what you see here. This is not going to win any awards, but I always was a big fan of it, and I thought this was a fun idea to try it on this kit. There's a lot of surface detail here, so I had a lot, you know, I was confident enough to try it on this kit, and it did come out pretty well. I would like to see some people try this idea on other kits, whether it's bigger kit or smaller kit. It is a bit of a chore, but the results are really cool. The next kit was the Star Wars Imperial AT-ACT Walker from the Rogue One movie that was going to come out at the end of 2016. Revell began selling these type of kits at Toys R Us and Walmart or whatever, and I couldn't pass up, you know, a kit like this, especially, you know, model kit. It is a model kit, yes, but it's more geared for children, so they can play around with it. It's very strong and tough, and it's only $20. But and I know many of your models are saying this is not a model, this is just a toy. Well, I beg to differ, because you have to put it together. Either way, it's a nice kit. It has good detail on it. The legs are fully movable and stiff and strong. You know, it's going to take a pounding. It's not completely, you know, accurate, but it's, you know, for $20, what do you expect? Plus the fact that you can actually do this. If that's not classic Star Wars sound effects, I don't know what is. The next kit is, of course, the 1/44 scale high grade Barbatos Lupus from the second season of Iron-Blooded Orphans. I got this kit at the New York Comic Con at the Bluefin Distribution Center, and I said I got to get this kit before, you know, it's out of stock. But I also began looking around to see if anybody had the option parts, and I did find it. And I said to myself, you know what? Let me build both kits. So I built the Lupus, as you can see here, plus the option sets. So I can actually put on the actual what do you call it? The rail cannons that you see there under the forearm. It also comes with those two little maces that's behind its back, which was used in maybe only 1 or 2 episodes. I wish I could see it more in action. Hopefully we'll see that in the series as it continues. And of course it has that really cool sword mace, as you can see here. Good color tones, and I decided to do a little pre-shading on this. Not too much of weathering, but it did come out pretty good with the panel lining and all that stuff. So I was pleased with it. The only thing I was not pleased was the fact that when you assembled the forearm, it had a seam line going right, you know, right to the side. It was not like, well, it had its issues. It's not a perfect kit, and it actually wasn't a perfect build, but I made the most of it, and it came out with great detail. I really enjoyed this kit, and if you guys can stomach that seam line, go ahead, buy it, but I would probably recommend on the 1/100th scale. Either way, it's still a nice kit. Continuing with the Star Wars line, I decided to work on this kit. This was the Rebels U-Wing Fighter from the Star Wars Rogue One movie. Something different that I have never seen before. It's basically supposed to be a fighter, but it's actually more of a fighter transport. Think of it as a gunship that you know, like a Huey gunship type thing, except it can go, you know, hyperspace, and it can deliver troops. I believe up to 10 personnel can be on the ship. It has 2 forward firing cannons, and the 2 forward wings that you could see here can actually swing back like a switchblade for, I guess, more maneuverability or atmospheric takeoff and or whatever landing. I didn't want to open it up on this turntable because it takes up a lot of space, so it wouldn't look good for this going around and around. The only cool thing about this is you could do this. Good sound effects. My gripe would be that it would be nice if they had the ability to actually open the actual doors. This was under the ship, so you could actually maybe have more internal features. But hey, for 20 bucks, can't complain. Another kit that I began working on was another cheapy kit that I had for a while. That I actually didn't have for a while. I just got it from Hobbylink Japan. This is the original RGM. Excuse me, RGM 79GM mobile suit from the original Gundam series. I got it for, I think it was around $5 off Hobbylink Japan when they had their summer sale, and I thought it'd be a cool idea to try a classic kit. Clearly, this thing had its problems. There's, or not problems, but you know, maybe a force. Nobody realized that it's not a good idea to put a seam line right through the middle of the foot. Or I'm sorry, the leg, the foot, and the thigh. It would have been a nightmare for me to actually glue that and then sand it down so it can, you know, be, you know, nice and even. It would have been a lot of work. But my idea was just to build it, to show it off, and like the Hymock, it served two purposes. One, to build it, to show it off, and see how cool it is looking at a classic kit like this, and maybe we may see a revived version of it. And two, a test bed for painting and trying out some different ideas. So it's again, this falls under the line of starter kits. Don't overlook this. This is really nice, and I commend those who actually make this kit even better than it was originally intended to be. The next kit was the Master Grade Sengoku Astray Gundam from the first season of Build Fighters. I got this from Gundam Planet a while back, at almost the same time as I got another Master Grade kit that I made, and I really liked it because how different it is from the Astray. Personally, I never liked the Astray. I never did. I think it's overrated. Clearly in Japan, a lot of people love the Astray and its overall design. You know, there's so many variations of the Astray. And I was like, okay, you've seen one Astray, you see another. But when I saw this one from Build Fighters, how different it is, how, you know, basically a custom design, I pretty much said to myself, I have to get this. And I'm glad I did. Didn't do it metallic, but there is some metallic, you know, faded metallic features. I made the white. The white is not completely white. It's actually a color known as diamond pearl, diamond silver. Excuse me. While I use metallic red for the red and metallic black for the black. Some little detail here and there. No chroming. I said that. Leave that alone for now. But it looks really good. It came out really nice. Oh, and I actually painted the inner frame, which is basically the red that you can see there, painted it black so I can give it that darker tone to it. Nice kit, very nice. And I like how it's sitting down like that on the turntable. It looks so, you know, patiently waiting to attack. And I think that I remember that from the actual episode. It was actually in that pose. Again, it's one of my favorite Astray kits, and I haven't seen the new announcement of the Lord Astray from the manga, and I don't know if Bandai will decide to make a kit on that, but I'll keep an eye on that and hope for the better and see if it's worth my effort, worth my time to actually picking it up. But in regards to this, I would focus on this and really do some amazing work on this kit. So the next kit that I got to complete the Star Wars line was Revell's Imperial Star Destroyer. again from the Star Wars series, but it also represents the ship from the Rogue One movie. I haven't seen a Star Wars ship like this, so detailed, in a long time. The last one, I do remember the original monogram ship, for those of you who don't remember. It is a pretty old classic kit. But for this one to stand out with so much detail, and at $30, it's highway robbery. It's amazingly well done. It's not the best, because I did point out the fact that the actual shield towers is basically one part. It's not like you see like the inners of the wiring or the whatever. If some third-party company will do I guess a photo etch part setup like that, that'll be great. But again, it's amazing. And here's the amazing part. This is actually a 1/4000 scale. 1/4000. I did the math on this and try to figure out the overall length compared to if the ship is real, and it's spot on. Some people were saying to myself, messaging me saying, no, it's not right. And dude, do your math, or leave it alone. I confirmed it. This is actually to scale, if at 1/4000 scale. Maybe I missed it by 100th or whatever, but it's close enough to do this at 15 inches. That's great. It's nice and sturdy and strong. The one gripe is it has those little flap things out there, which, it's stupid to have flaps under the ship to come out both in the front and the back, so you can have it on the table. So I said to myself, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to make this kit better, and I did by actually making a custom stand for it to hold up the ship. During the painting process, I painted it all black so I can paint it white, which actually turned out pretty good with the black because it looks nice. But the one cool thing is that it did have this little unique feature, which I hopefully can get to it. There we go. Nope, not that. Where is it? I always keep forgetting where the hell the button is. Oh, here we go. And there's another sound effect, which I'll do. Pretty nice. I know that Bandai has been thinking about making a prototype version of this, and I wouldn't mind getting the Bandai version, but I just been clued in on the fact that in Russia, there's a Russian company that made the Star Destroyer, but twice the size of this. Holy shit! I can't believe that. So the next kit I started working on was Cartas Greysritter from the first season of IBO. This was the mobile suit that Carta used to go after Tekadon when it landed on Earth. Nice kit. I love the sword and all that stuff. And I bought it and had it in store, put it onto the side for a while, thinking, when will I ever get to this kit? Didn't think of anything about it. One day I'll get to it. But that changed when I saw an episode where McGillis was actually piloting his version of the Greysritter, but in his colors, using a blue and yellow pattern. So I said to myself, you know what? I might as well do that. Eventually, we all knew that Bandai was going to release a Bandai version of this kit, but you know what? I'll paint my own version. And the results came out pretty good. Nice, clean colors on the blue, with the yellow stripes on the shoulders, on the forehead, on the crest. It came out pretty well. And then, of course, I did some metallic painting on the sword with some gold, with a gold hilt. Came out really nice indeed. Don't see myself looking into getting the Bandai version, because the blue is, that color will be turned into blue, and then all you're putting on is yellow stickers. That's why I decided to do it this way. Didn't have to actually purchase the Bandai version. And the last kit that I built for 2016 was the Master Grade Bill Strike Gundam from the Bill Fighters animated series. I've had this kit for a while, as well as with the Son Goku Astray Gundam, and I thought it was a good idea, good timing, to actually work on this, since we now have the real grade version of this kit. The real grade has some great detail, but I wouldn't overlook the master grade, and it had good detail as well, as you could see here. I really like the booster, how it came out, the cannon as well. But what I did is I decided to do this time, to change it up a bit. Made the blue a little lighter using MS Light Blue, which came out nice. And I masked off areas of the kit where I can paint the grayish blue color that you see on the trims on the wings, on the gun, and of course on the areas of the feet, the legs, the shoulders, and then the waist unit. And lastly, I did it on the head as well, so it came out pretty nice. It is an attractive looking kit. It came out really nice. I was actually impressed with it, and I'm hoping to clean it. It's not completely done because I didn't do a good job on the cannon, which I will redo again, clean it up a bit more. But if I can get my hands on decals this year, I will put it on this kit, and I'll take it with me to MosquitoCon for you guys to see. But it was a job well done. I didn't want to go crazy with something completely different in colors, but I really liked it, and I wouldn't overlook this kit. Now, many people were asking me why didn't I use the Universe booster on this. You know what? The Universe booster is a nice add-on, especially with the different type of effects. But I really like this one far better than the booster one. I really do. And there you have it. All of the model kits that I have made for calendar year 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And the Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon makes it 19 and 20, and unfortunately I cannot put it on this table because I don't have enough room for all these other kits that I made. But that's right, 20 model kits for 2016. Not a lot of kits, but enough to show off my work that I have done this year. Some of them were basic, some of them were unique, and some of them I put a lot of effort into it. And I really enjoyed this year. It challenged me, it pushed me. I made mistakes, and I got up and tried again and again until I figured it out. And I shared this with you guys, not only to inspire you, but to help you, and as well help me. If I missed something, if I screwed up on something, I have to rely on the Gunpla community like you guys out there to show off what you do and give me some insight, tips, and ideas. This is a collective of work that we've all like to do every year, and we try to better ourselves, improve ourselves, and that's my whole reason that I make these kits. This is just to show off what I do. I'm done with, of course, 2016, but in about a couple of weeks we will begin with my next build, of course. But for now, check out my videos that I did last year and see what you think. Critique me if you want. I accept all comments, whether it's good or bad. But either way, at least I did what I can do, and I hope to give you guys the inspiration to do better than yourselves, and better than me, of course. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and what can I say but stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. You guys all have a great day.